Flame Zodiac sign based chat where love is in the air. Welcome to the place where you can chat and get a reading all at the same time. Don't be shy. Chat amongst yourselves. What do you have to lose? Aquarius, let's see what you have going on. There is a sweet soul surrounding you, and this person is a member of your team, or if you had a team, they definitely would be raising their hand. They are trying to contribute to whatever you have going on, whenever you have it going on. Your twin flame is going through something to where their kindred spirits are helping them in some way, surrounding them, and that's what they have going on. A beautiful occurrence is about to be brought about by the divine, bringing out something as far as a low-key atmosphere, place, or secret. Therefore, there's no need to worry. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you do have the courage to do something the right way in an area where you are able to nurture another. Deceased loved ones. One of them had something that happened where they were able to conquer something, and it's an example to you. This is also encouragement for you to believe in the after world, the afterlife. I do sense some grief coming in around an issue where something was manifested and then it was brought to an end. Gemini. There is a sweet soul around you as you experience any pain or any setbacks where someone was two-faced in a way. Your twin flame is going through a time period where they're seeking someone to actively participate with something, and it's going to be a time period where bonding can and does take place. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine is bringing about out of an error or some mishap, some occurrence with an enemy or challenger, competitor. So there's no need to worry about anything related to someone who has been hating. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the courage to make the right choice in a risky endeavor or risky move. Your deceased loved one went through something where they had someone offer them something. This could be anything from marriage to certain deals. And this is coming into your reading as an encouragement to believe in the afterlife, the afterworld. I do see that there is some grief surrounding an issue where someone was trying to act in a compassionate manner, and it hasn't been brought to an end. Something that they were doing has been shut down. Libra. There is a sweet soul coming in to help you balance something out that you have going on. Your twin flame is going through a period in time where they don't want things to change, or they're hoarding something. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine is bringing out of some judgmental attitude. So things are going to be taking a shift. Therefore, there's no need to worry. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the ability and the courage to fight for doing something right, or to hang in there and be as disciplined as you'd like to be, as you need to be. A deceased loved one did have something happen to them when they were in defensive mode. They tried to be protective of someone or something. And this is coming in as encouragement for you to believe in the afterworld, the afterlife. I am picking up on some grief surrounding an issue where someone felt like they were left in the loop, they were just suspended in time, or they made a sacrifice. And this issue has been brought to an end. There is a sweet soul supporting you in a risky time as you make a risky choice or a risky move. They have your back. Your twin flame is going through something to where they want to ask someone something. They want to propose something. So they are struggling with whether or not to do that. There will be a beautiful occurrence that the divine brings out of you improving upon yourself despite everything else that has happened with you. Therefore, there is no need to be worried. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the courage to do right in an area where you are a member of a team. And they may go in the right direction or in the wrong direction. However, you do have the courage to do what you feel is right. You did have a deceased loved one who encountered a very dangerous time period in their life, and they dealt with some calamity, some major calamity. And this is just encouragement coming in for you to believe in the afterlife, the afterworld, or just to make that belief more solid if you already believe. And there is some grief surrounding an issue that was brought on by someone who felt like they let their emotions get too strong about something or someone. And this has come to an end, this whole scenario. Sagittarius. There is a sweet soul coming around you to really hold your hand through a waiting period, or a period where you're gearing up to go on an adventure, or you're just imagining some way to make some sort of trade with a person or do something that's business related for some of you. Your twin flame is going through a time where they are becoming wiser. They have come upon a chance to show some compassion to someone as well. There will be an occurrence that the divine brings out of a painful scenario where someone feels that they were backstabbed or they were just in a lot of pain that has been somewhat ongoing for some of them. But something beautiful will be brought out of that, so there's no need to worry. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the courage to do right in an area where you're bonding with someone or you've already bonded with them and they may be straying in some capacity. So they may be trying to pull you to do like a Bonnie and Clyde type of thing. However, you do have the ability to stand up for what is right and the courage to go along with it. A deceased loved one has had something happen previously where they had to deal with an enemy who was just very pushy and constantly causing them a lot of drama. And that is encouragement for you to continue to believe in the afterworld, the afterlife, and the fact that things will be made right in the long run. There is grief surrounding an issue that was brought about in conflict. It has ended. Aries. There is a sweet soul around you participating in something that has something to do with your skill set. They may be offering you help. They're there for you. Either way it goes, just to bounce ideas off of or what have you. Your twin flame is going through a period where it's marked by someone with some anger issues or a vendetta. Someone is behaving in some trifling manner towards your twin flame. They may feel vengeful as well. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine will be bringing out of a choice that you make. So there's no need to worry or second guess that choice, no matter whatever decision you go with. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you do have the courage, and you will also have the opportunity to do what is right in regards to making some sort of sacrifice or dealing with some idle time that you have on your hands, which you could use in any way. There is a deceased loved one who had something happen when they felt like they were heartbroken, they were disappointed in love, and they went through a time period where they may or may not have reacted. And that is encouragement for you to continue to believe in the afterlife or the afterworld if you do, or to give you some insight into that scenario coming up in your reading to encourage you spiritually. And there is some grief surrounding some ambivalence that someone had and they still did something, or they refused to do it because they felt a lot of anxiety about it. This issue is now being brought to an end. However, I did see someone coming in a live chat, and I was gonna check out what you were typing. However, you may have retracted it um, or something. Maybe I answered the question during the reading. So moving right along, Taurus. There is a sweet soul backing you up on any proposals or any choices that you offer anyone. They have your back. They're willing to be your runner or do whatever you may want for them to do, or anything that could be helpful in something that you have planned when it comes to asking someone something or offering something specific. Your twin flame is going through a period where they are incorporating certain things into their world, or they're ceasing from doing certain things. They're going after knowledge, or just really doing something that's preparing them to be their best selves. So they are improving upon themselves, or whatever they're going through is going to improve them physically, spiritually, mentally. It can have something to do with their character. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine will be bringing out of something that you felt very critical about at some point, or someone else viewed you in some critical fashion. However, you don't have to be worried, because again, the divine's hand is present with that. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the courage to do something that's going to balance out your life in the correct way. It is all about being right and emanating those right vibes. And you can do that, whatever it takes. There was a deceased loved one who had something happen when they didn't want things to change. And maybe they tried to symbolically step on something and keep things from going awry, from going a certain way. And this is being brought up to you just as encouragement for you to have faith in the spiritual world and the fact that there is an afterlife. So it's just to encourage you more along those lines. And there is some grief surrounding an issue that was brought about when someone was supposed to keep silent about something. And this grief will be brought to an end. The whole issue is going to be brought to an end. Capricorn. There is a sweet soul around you as you wait for some ship, symbolic ship, to sail in. You are waiting on an encounter that you're going to have. And this is something that you look forward to. This could be in the business arena, or this could have something to do with something career related. That is um, really more of an opportunity for you to act. It could be anything that you are feeling very excited about. And this sweet soul is there to back you and encourage you in whatever way you need to. Your twin flame is going through a time where they're experiencing an ending. And this is something that may be very harsh for them. So they're trying to interpret everything that's going along with that ending at this point in time. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine will be bringing out of bad planning measures. Someone had a bad plan, but the divine is going to come to the rescue. So there's no need to worry about that planning that didn't go quite so well. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you do have the courage to do something that's right, to make the correct move concerning something that you may be feeling a bit ambivalent about in general. You do have a deceased loved one who went through a time where they didn't trust their intuition, or either they did trust their intuition, and it made quite a splash. It had people talking, or they either decided to bring it up in a low-key fashion, and there was something that came about from either trusting or distrusting that little voice, that intuition that came through for themselves or for someone else. That's encouragement for you when it comes to spiritual matters and the afterworld as you grow spiritually. There is some grief surrounding an issue that was brought about by someone being compassionate. And they may have been compassionate in their own way. They may have reacted in a way that, in hindsight, they're the wiser for it. And that issue will be brought to an end. It's being brought to an end, in fact, at this moment. Virgo. There is a sweet soul around you if you need someone to talk to, if you haven't been able to get adequate rest or relaxation. This sweet soul will be there for you to talk to. They're ready to listen and ready to lend you any advice or just time, so that you know you're not alone in something going on with you. Your twin flame is feeling very attracted, ready to embark upon love, ready to embrace a strong and solid relationship. Something beautiful will be brought into occurrence. And this is something that the divine is bringing out of a scenario where someone felt a little bit unsatisfied about something that went down, the way things happened, and so forth and so on. There's no need to worry about someone feeling like they missed some sort of opportunity, because the divine is in charge of that, and things are going to pan out because of that. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you do have the courage to make a right move when it comes to helping others. You will be able to move beyond any restrictions or anything that others perceive as in your way from a good, kind act, something where you're able to share information or actual services, food, clothes, shelter, heat, or what have you, any type of aid that they need. You had a deceased loved one who had something happen and it was tied to justice or the lack thereof. It was something that was, their whole life was revolving around this at one point. And that is the encouragement to continue to believe in the afterworld, or to know that there is some sort of connection and some method to the madness of universal chaos, if you will. There is grief surrounding an issue that came about from someone abandoning someone or walking away, saying enough is enough, or just saying, oh, I have other things to do. They were called in some other direction. This issue, this grief is being brought to an end. Hello. What is that? Moo money. Thanks for dropping into chat. Scorpio. There is a sweet soul surrounding you, possibly inspiring you or being inspired by you. This person may give you a gift, or you may have given this person a gift, or you're considering doing so. Very sweet soul. The energy connected to this person. Your twin flame is going through a time where they could use some counseling. They may, in fact, be in the process of getting some counseling or getting some advice about something that they're going through. They may even just be in a healing mode of some kind. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine will be bringing out of something that people have a lot of criticism for, or you felt like maybe we could just tweak something a little bit. However, there's no need to worry in any light, because the divine has a very special hand on that process and what's going on. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the courage to bring about more balance in your life by doing something specific. And it's going to be a right move, a correct move to make, no matter the time you decide to do it. There was a deceased loved one who had something happen to them when they were holding on too hard or too tight to something, someone, some scenario, or hoarding something in some way, albeit money or anything along those lines, where maybe they were dealing with someone selfish, or they had a few tendencies that weren't real spontaneity driven, or in some way they were holding on for dear life. And this is something that's coming into your spread in order to encourage you that things all are going to make sense eventually, and that there is some encouragement in knowing that there is an afterlife and an afterworld, and you will be um, brought together with loved ones. And that is how you're being encouraged. There is some grief surrounding an issue of temptation, or someone followed through with the temptation, or either someone just feels worn down by temptation. And this issue, this grief, is being brought to an end. It's not something that anyone needs to try to hold on to. Hopefully that's some consolation as you deal with certain matters. Cancer. There is a sweet soul around you as you go through a time of slight ambivalence or anxiety, anything that makes you kind of like want to stop in your tracks. That sweet soul is going to be there rooting for you. In the background or right by your side, that person is there. He or she has your back. Your twin flame is going through a time of realizing what exactly is going to bring about domestic bliss, happiness, everything they want. They are happy, as a matter of fact. There are wonderful vibes coming from your twin flame. He or she is in a good place. There will be an occurrence that is brought about, a beautiful occurrence by the divine, and it will be coming out of a scenario where things were not looking good at all. There was some criminally minded person, or some stress, some anger, violence. All of that was present. However, again, I can't reiterate this enough. The divine will be bringing a beautiful occurrence out of this situation. So there's no need to continuously worry about things, that the divine is well on the way to fixing, reorganizing, bringing out something positive in nature from. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you do have the courage to do something that is going to encourage monetary growth. You also have the ability to move in a way that is very helpful to yourself. Let go of any second guessing that's going on there, any fears, anything like that, because you are courageous enough to get to where you need to be financially, and you are capable of spending your funds in the right way, budgeting in an essential manner, and making the most of all of the assets at your disposal. There is a deceased loved one who you had, and something happened to them where they were put in a position to display strength. And that is encouragement coming in from the spirit world, encouragement for you to look forwards to everything coming together in a very real, a very loving way where, things pan out for the best. Encouragement for you to believe in the afterworld, in the afterlife. There is some grief surrounding an issue that was brought on because someone was so different from everyone else around them. They were not conforming in some way. However, this grief is coming to an end. So hopefully that's a bit reassuring with that specific message coming in for you. Pisces. There is a sweet soul around you, even if there is a great deal of disagreeableness going on at the same time. People may be arguing about this and that. However, that sweet soul has positive energy geared towards you. And this is someone who you can kind of like let down your guard around and just get away from the hecticness of everyday society or the vibes that other people have that are not conducive to peace necessarily. Your twin flame is going through a time period where they are exercising their right to take initiative in some matter, to become released from something else that's going on with them. And it's something that they feel they need to do, and they are headed in a direction of their choosing. Something that is going to keep them from faltering, in a sense, give them greater control of their destiny and things that they can do to make themselves more content. There is a beautiful occurrence that the divine is bringing out of a scenario where someone has become much wiser. Therefore, there is no need to worry about anything in regards to someone experiencing compassion or being in a position to where they really need it and they need it to come in. So their heart is kind of like almost stopping, waiting on a break, a big break. Your spirit guides want you to realize that you have the courage to do something right in regards to a choice that you will be presented with making. You don't have to falter at all. Just pull from your inner well of courage and you'll make the right choice, or you'll definitely have the capacity to. So don't second guess that at all. You do have a deceased loved one who had something happen to where they were put in a position to trust, trust and obey. That's the song that's coming in for There's No Other Way. And they came through with this intuition and they connected it to their higher power. Um, their faith was very, very strong. And this is an encouragement, along with their testament, to continue to have faith that things are going to be rectified and you can allow your religious connections to be solid truth that you stand on. This is just encouragement to continue along those lines if that is where you've been going. And it's also an encouragement to others who may not actually believe, who may be having some doubts, to keep abreast of the fact that there is an afterlife, or there's an encouragement that there's more. So this is just to solidify everything that has been going on for you spiritually, so that you make a connection there that is pertinent for you to make as you continue to grow. There's also a bit of grief that is surrounding an issue where someone has offered someone something. They've proposed something, and maybe someone feels a little bit pushed in one direction or towards a whole different direction. And I just want you to know that this issue is being brought to an end. So if this is causing continuous grief, guess what? It's over with, because this is ending. On that note, let me check out the chat room. I'm doing well. Okay, Momone. Where did everyone else in chat go? It's cleared out. Good looking out with that thumbs up. I appreciate it. How are you doing? I'm going to keep the chat open for a little bit. Until next time, guys, love and light.